Hey Raiders family, it's Bourkeys here and welcome to my preview against the West Tigers round 5 in a little over 4.5 hours. Hope you're all safe and well after a really quick and busy week. Last weekend was not the result we wanted, we didn't turn up. So probably just as I said in my post-match against the Knights, just best to leave that in the drawer, throw away the key. A few things we could learn on it, I think, which I'll cover in the top 10, but certainly not a lot to write home about. But look, the Tigers smashed last week by the Titans. I know the score was close, but the Tigers were a little bit embarrassing, to be honest with you. 22-12 up with 10 minutes to play. They just fell apart. So there's some real worrying signs for them if we can capitalise on them. But it's going to take an 80-minute game to do so. But if we play to our strengths, we should come away with the 2 points, but it is not going to be easy again. But look, let's get into the top 10. I want to start with the Tigers first, obviously. My number one is Merry Christmas from Madge and Benji. Like, if ever you wanted the start to the week, you would want to see Benji Marshall not playing. Like, I think he's 18 from 21 against the Raiders through the Tigers, St George and the Broncos. So he knows how to play us. For whatever reason, he just feels comfortable, and some players have a great opportunity or a great belief or just enjoy playing against certain teams. So when I've read that Michael Maguire had dropped Benji, it certainly lifted my spirits a lot. The other thing it's now taken away from the Tigers is a playmaker on their right edge, which is our left edge. So BJ was linking with Nofaluma. Benji was linking with BJ and Nofaluma. So now they've gone for Josh Reynolds, but I'll come to that in a second. But this is great news because we just don't have that steadying influence that Benji brings to all the sides he plays with. He's still a great player. The other thing that I was quite happy with is his bullet passes that he throws, similar to Kalen Ponga did last week. So not having those flat passes if you're caught out in the fence is also a bonus. You won't get them from Josh Reynolds either, which I'll cover shortly. So a good way to start our quest to get to 2 points. Number 2, I've gone from Luke Brooks. Once again, now he's going to be the main playmaker, which he's only going to play. He'll probably only play right edge. So once again, you'll probably find a lot of their attack will go his way. He may switch to left edge, but whichever way it is, he's going to be the main link man. He's also the main kicker. Now with Robbie Farah retired, who usually kicked out of dummy half, and Benji as well, they've now lost 2 kickers. So Brooks is going to be the designated kicker. In his kicks, he'll probably stand on his left-hand edge, which is our right hand, because the left footer can get more time to get the kick away. So he'll probably kick a lot to, who's that right winger? Probably Bailey. So that will probably happen. No, beg your pardon, it'll be Nick. So there'll be a lot more traffic towards Nick with Brooks being a left-foot kicker. But it is a big ask on Brooks to try and get this side around for 80 minutes without Benji not being on that other side. Number 3, I've gone for Josh Reynolds. Look, while he's a solid player, and if it's a tight, grindy match, his motivation is certainly being brought in to give them some more enthusiasm, particularly late in the games. He's not much of a playmaker. His big play usually is a 45-degree run, and he brings someone inside, and that's usually the play that he loves, trying to catch those inside defenders not moving across or up, and trying to get behind us with a gap, as I said, with a lazy defender coming across. That's usually his pet play. So he's playing right-hand side, so he'll bring probably BJ under him. I don't even know who the fullback is, probably Dewey, probably playing fullback, so he'll do a lot of inside balls, Reynolds, or he'll fake the inside and then hit a cutout ball to the winger or to Leilua, just depending. But he won't be a game manager of the game. He's more a runner more than a game manager. He might do the occasional kick, but once again, Reynolds hasn't played for a fair while. We need to get up in his face and tire him out. If we can get under his skin, get him tied, that's when he starts making mistakes and gives us a good leg up. And BJ at number 4. So he's going to be pumped for a big one. You know what BJ brings. Against the Titans last week, he did those normal gritty runs, which were very good. And that's probably a strength that the West Tigers need from him today. Once again with BJ, you don't rustle him up too early. Obviously try and, goad him. If he makes a mistake, get in his ear. He can lose concentration, as we all know. Still dangerous, don't get me wrong, still dangerous, still will get an offload, but we just got to be solid with him, but not overcommit to him. Okay, so that's the Tigers. Let's come to us, okay? Now, I've gone for Jack and George again at number 5. I noticed the West Tigers really lost a lot of structure in their defensive line last week, particularly with the Titans halves, which was Peachy and Taylor. Late in the game, they ran a hell of a lot straighter into West, and West really were ragged with straight runners. So I think Jack and George really have to do a lot more running today into the line. George was great last week doing that. Jack a little bit iffy. Obviously he made a few mistakes which didn't help his confidence, but these guys really have to straighten the attack and go straight down those channels. Bring the Tigers in and play on the front foot. Number 6, the only one we're going to play on the front foot is numbers in attack. So if Jack and George are doing that hit, we've got to have guys either side of them, giving them options. Inside ball, getting their nose through the line, inside ball, outside ball. Shans, Elliott, Tarpany, Jared, those types of guys have really got to be pushing up with them for a half break, because I think Jack and George will get a fair few half breaks today, but we've got to have numbers in attack. Number 7, I've gone for errors. It was there all to see last week. All to see, guys. Our ill discipline, our drop balls, it just killed us. I mean, I think the Knights probably scored 18, maybe 24 points from our mistakes. So we just can't afford it with this new rules of making errors. Sure, make an error 10 metres from their line and make them run 90. But when you're giving the ball away in an error inside our half and then a repeat set for ill discipline, you're just going to be fighting with fire. And that's an issue we really have to overcome. So we've got to keep those errors right to a minimum today. Number 8, I've gone the grind. Now, one of the big things we did really well last year was we ground out wins. We had to earn the respect and the right to attack, and that was by doing the grinding work. Last week we were trying to get too fancy too early. We had no one other than probably Papa, maybe a bit of Dynamis Louis now and then, not going down the middle and earning the respect and getting the field position to attack and go wide. That's the grind. We've got to get into that rhythm that we had last year to make sure that we give ourselves the opportunity to attack with focus and with force. But we've got to win that grind. We have to get up in West face, be patient, do the 1%ers, and just get into that tit for tat role. West will crack, because our pressure will make them crack, but we'll only crack them if we're disciplined with our play. So we've just got to make sure that we grind and grind and grind away. Number 9, I've gone for Hodjo Papa. Now, Papa has scored some fantastic tries against the West Tigers over the year, with Hodjo close to the line, short ball to Papali crashing over. Now, Papali usually does that on Luke Brooks close to the line. I don't see any change on that today. Everyone knows what's going to happen. We've got to get the field position to allow Hodjo to exploit Papali on Brooks, or Havili on Brooks if Havili's on. Brooks close to the line is not a solid defender. It's factual. So I can see that working really well today. Or Hodjo with a dummy to Papa with either George or Jack coming really close as a second man. The gap will be there, because that's the gap that Brooks will leave if he comes up to time to try and take Papali. So I can really see that move working really well. As I said, everyone knows it's coming. It's trying to stop it is the big danger. And number 10, I've gone for our right edge. I think while it was very patchy last week, I can feel a sense of improvement in our right edge today with Nick and with Curtis and with Tarpany and with George. These guys really have to gel. The West left edge is not very strong. They've got a new winger. Mbai's a solid defender. He's not a brilliant attacker. He won't make a dazzling play. He's solid. He's got very good hands. But I can really see our right edge, particularly if George can run like he did last week and straighten. Like I said earlier, he's got to straighten those channels to bring Tarpany with him. Shans has got to get his butt there as well today. But I can really see our right edge motoring quite handsomely today if we can get good ball and good early ball and give the likes of George and Tarpany and those guys some space to move. Tarpany, particularly on that right edge with Mbai, could cause a lot of issue. So Raiders fans, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your love and support as always. Looking forward to this game to get back into that winners list. We just got to keep in that top 4, top 3, keep that momentum going. I love your comments on my Facebook page, YouTube channel, and on Twitter. Any queries, let me know, guys. So once again, thanks for your support. Looking forward to a big Raiders win today, guys. And as always, this is Berkey, Bleed Green, out.